Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chasing Psychological Safety video series. As you can see, it's just me this week. Dwayne is having a week off, but in her article yesterday, you will have seen us talking and writing about the great challenge, the big elephant in the room that we struggle to talk about and struggle to get on top of, which is the resistance to the human work. This resistance occurs at a few different levels. We really love to think of it collectively as the organization's fault. Let's try not to play the blame game here, but we tend to think, and rightly so, that it is down to the organization to put in place the programs, the tools, the time, the focus on the human work and creating that space for it. Now, it's pretty usual there'll be some form of program or tool available within an organization. And whilst we recognize that it can be a real challenge to find the time amongst the workload and the overwhelm that we're all experiencing to do the human work, it is also now an undisputed fact that slowing down to speed up and doing the human work to be able to do the more complex technical work that we have to do now is the way forward. So what we wanted to acknowledge in our video today is that we're all in this together. So yes, it's about the organization. Yes, it's about leadership, but it's also about us all as part of a team and part of the teams that we work in. The human work doesn't just exist at the individual level. It absolutely exists at the team level and is probably more powerful at the team level, which is why we focus on team and psychological safety in our work and our platform. So taking responsibility ourselves to check ourselves day in, day out. When have we not engaged in the human conversation? When have we not given that feedback about not having enough time to do the human work? When a tool has been given to us, have we defaulted to doing our task-based work, which is perhaps more comfortable for us, instead of engaging ourselves and our colleagues in that tool that allows us to do the human work? When have we criticized the tool that's been provided instead of engaging with it and seeing what best can be done with it as a group and as a team? So what are we saying in terms of what you can do about this? What we're saying is that perhaps we needn't wait for the organizational push to be able to do some of this work. Perhaps we can just get started today. We all have some level of control over what we do at work and what we do in the teams that we work in. And as leaders, we have some level of control in terms of what tools we bring to our teams and what we ask them to try and get feedback on and see iteratively if it works over time. So if you've got any tool available at work, or if you can just watch our videos, read our articles, look at all the fantastic free resources that are online, and take some of the human work tools, workshop ideas, conversation starter ideas, different ways to do your team meetings, different ways to have your one-to-one conversations with your team, different ways to seek team feedback, and just start testing those with your team, seeking feedback, seeing what works, so that over time, you build a human work habit into your week-on-week, month-on-month work with your teams. Because as we see everywhere, the currencies that matter to us as much as human work, things like building a successful business or having a successful social media following, all of these are widely acknowledged to take time to achieve success. Steve Jobs always refers to their success at Apple as a 10-year overnight success. Everything that is worth it takes consistency, work, and the formation of a habit. So just bringing in those tiny habits to your team, human work habits, consistently, seeing what works, changing and adjusting as you go, small but often, that's what's going to make a real difference to your team. And it's going to make your team have the real things that it wants. The opportunity to have meaning in a work, the opportunity to make an impact, the opportunity to be effective, the opportunity to be efficient, and the opportunity to really enjoy working in a high-performing, psychologically safe team. So Let's all work together, bit by bit, to overcome the resistance to the human work and make it part of our daily work. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.